Hey guys, welcome to Punky's World. I was just looking over some of the websites in the newest issue of Family Tree magazine. First of all, the pullout is Vermont, which is one of my states. The 101 best genealogy websites, including the 75 best state websites. But before I get there, I want to show you some pictures from yesterday. That's me with my uncle. That's in Dennis's garage. That's me with my cousin and his son. They put me in the middle because I'm so little. My cousin is on this side. This is my cousin. And this is his son over here. That's us too. She took it both ways. There are more pictures, but they're on my actual camera. So, anyway, that's part of genealogy. So, we are looking at, now, I went and looked at a few. I looked at the virtual treasury, Irish record treasury. There wasn't much there. Digital Commonwealth, and the Connecticut Digital Archive. I'm going to have to work with a little bit to figure out. And then there's the Digital Main Repository. Let's check that out. Digital Main Repository. Okay. Collections from Maine communities. View. Okay, let's see what we've got. We've got Alfred, Alligash. Yes, I know you use cookies. Everybody does. Fayette. EFGHJKL. Livermore. Rumford. I would be shocked if Byron were here. It's so small. Nope. But that's okay, because I've got Livermore. Or Livermore Falls. Kent's Hill? Holy crap. Yeah, here's Livermore. And you search. That's awesome. There it is. I also have Digital Commonwealth. These are all free, mind you. And this is Connecticut's Digital Archive. Which again, I have to play with those a little bit. I'm going to play with them on my computer down here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, now you can see me. They also have the New York Heritage Digital Collection and the New York Historic Vitals Project. New York was always tight with their stuff, so they're starting to, people are starting to archive the stuff in free archives. There's also the International Society of Genetic Genealogy Wiki. A wiki is an information site, but there are usually loads of links on those. Let's see. Cora Web is for Australia. I haven't checked that out yet. Then there's the Photo Detective, who helps you figure out from what period your photographs are from. Now, you can do this by clothing, automobiles, different things like that. And there's the family curator, which is for the person that keeps all the stuff and the records, and that'd be me at this point. Then there's archive grid. Okay. Look up, go over to Google or Bing or whatever search engine you like. I know everybody says Google it, and I do prefer Google, but not everybody does. And search for your state, whatever states, because chances are there'll be more than one state in your family of interest. For me, for example, my states are Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, California, Michigan, that's just an example of the states that I have, or countries of interest for your immigrant ancestors. For me, it's Canada, Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales. So, but those are just my examples. Yours may be very different. Like if we were doing my friend, for example, his would be Poland, which is the pullout in this particular issue. Because his father is 100% Polish, his mother is half French Canadian and half Swedish. So those would be his areas of interest. And see what you can find for free resources. There are a lot of free resources. It's hard when I link things in the description because I tend to link things that are, in my area of research, because I research in my own area of research. So okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is these research guides. They do them for every state. This month it was Montana and Vermont. I don't have anything in Montana, but I kept Vermont. Obviously there's Cindy's List. Cindy's List has been around since the dawn of genealogy on the internet. 1996, I believe. So I'll link her, and I'll link the US GenWeb project, as well as Family Search, because those are all free. Those are all very helpful, and they can get you to wherever you need to be, whatever country you're researching in, whatever state you're researching in. They'll help you. And each state has its own GenWeb, by the way. Linkpendium. I'm going to have to check them out. I think they have different states and stuff. And then there's actual written publications. There's archives and organizations. And they tell you where the newspapers are, where the church records are. Let's see. And it gives you a brief history of the state. It also gives you, on the inside, a timeline. It starts in 1609 when Samuel D. Champlain, thus Lake Champlain, visited Vermont. And then it goes all the way up to 2011, and the state of Vermont, recognizes the okay, I can't pronounce it, but Newhegan, and Almu Abenaki, then the Kenosak and the Mississippiqua Abenaki as tribes in 2011 and 2012, respectively. So that's neat. Oh wow, check this out, guys. A small band of Confederate soldiers conduct St. Albans raid near the Vermont-Canada border, the northernmost land action of the Civil War. That's interesting because that's where my family is from, St. Albans. So these are very, very helpful to have. And you have little fast facts, like it became a state in 1791. The first census, all that stuff down here in this little blue circle. So I keep these. But like I said, the pullout this month is Holland, which would help my friend greatly. But I couldn't get him. I mean, I did some research for them and they found it fascinating, but I might pull this out and see if his dad wants it. Because it's the cheat sheet. It has everything. Websites, books, all sorts of things. Maps of all sorts of eras and different, a whole timeline of events in Poland. What their alphabet looks like, because it's slightly different than ours. How to pronounce their numbers. How they pronounce their letter sounds. I mean, all of this stuff. So I'm definitely going to save this for his dad. Genealogy Research Planner. I have several of these, but I'm going to take this one too. Have one each month. Take that. That way I have quite a collection of them eventually. Family Tree University. I wonder how much these cost. And sites for finding heirlooms. Here's something interesting. Abe Books, ABE Books. eBay, of course. Etsy. Facebook Marketplace, and a place called Heritage Auctions, which is ha.com. And it's true. eBay is a great place to find, your old family Bible or something. And on Facebook, a lot of times they'll give them away for free. And because I have a subscription, I can download any of the cheat sheets. I want that one for female ancestors. And the Irish one. So I'm going to have to go to genealogy-cheat-sheets and download them. I think I can get them for free because I have a subscription. But so yeah, I hope that this encourages you and shows you don't have to be afraid to dig a little, delve a little. That it's not scary. It really isn't scary. And it really isn't difficult. You know, I have so many older people tell me, oh, I don't know where to start. Write down your grandparents' names, approximately when they were born. Type that into the computer to see what pops up. It's that easy. And you might get lucky, and you might find that someone has done quite a bit of the work. But always check the work. See if I put, if I share from someone's tree, I always look to see how many actual sources they have. If they've got a whole bunch of records, yes, I'm going to take their information and put it in my tree, you know, the way you can on Ancestry. You just click on it and it writes it itself. If they have source records. If they have no source records or they're going by other people's trees, then I need to go and look at those trees and see if there are source records. So you will always find source records in my tree. I love that Ancestry puts the source records right in the middle. So that's one thing I love about having my tree on Ancestry and why I just would not cancel my Ancestry. So I hope this helped you, and I hope this inspired you. Oh, not bad. These usually go way longer than that. To boot up a computer and see what you can find. Or open a book. I've shown you. I have books. I have town histories. I have histories relating to branches of my family. Ow, ow. So, don't think that you just have to boot up a computer. Let me show you before I go and what I'm talking about. In case you've never seen one of my genealogy videos. Okay. I've got, okay, tons. Down here, I've got Douglas history. I have got East Windsor history. I have got all the Windsors in Connecticut. Move this up here for the moment. Oops. Don't knock my daddy over. Don't knock my daddy over. Okay, here we go. And you can also write everything in a book. I have a book right here. If you don't want to write it online for whatever reason, get a book. But when I was speaking of histories, here's another book that you can write in. This is this town here, Douglas. This is East Windsor. This is all the Windsors, including East Windsor. That whole part of Connecticut. So there's that. Whoa! A second. Okay. Then I have. Yes. Okay. Where'd it go? Right here. Okay. I have. Oops. Not that one. That one. Florence Townley Estate, the Dyers of Massachusetts, of London, Boston, and Newport. My 10th great grandmother right there on the cover. So this story was told. This is Emmeline. The story was told by my great grandmother, who is credited in the book. This is the Hurricane of '38. I donated pictures of this to the Historical Society that my grandmother took and got developed for either 12 or 15 cents. It was crazy. So those are all genealogical, more or less. So there are quite a number of books available depending on your particular history in your particular family, and also just a quick reminder before I go, with the Irish, they did something in the Boston newspapers. We used to have, we donated them, I believe, to the Uxbridge Library. They used to have a section where they would send in letters to tell their families that they arrived here. If they were looking for loved ones that had come here before them, I'm here, and we looked through those. So that's something to consider if you had family that came over from Ireland. Is I can't remember what it was now. It's a Boston newspaper, and they published these letters, and a warehouse of genealogy stuff was selling the set. It's like 3 books, really cheap in Canada, and we didn't even. I don't remember what we paid, but it was absurdly low. And when we were done with it, like I said, the Uxbridge Library had been so good to us because they have microfilm reader, and they were able to get microfilm from Connecticut and stuff for us to read here, And so, as a thank you, we donated the books when we were done with them. For 3 or 4 of them, it was all of those letters published into hardbound books. So, something to keep in mind. Something my mother found online. She found a phone number. I called the phone number. I'm like, I hope they speak English. They spoke English. We ordered it over the phone. We paid by check over the phone. And it actually only took a few weeks for it to get here, which isn't bad coming from out of the country. And we didn't pay a ridiculous amount of shipping. I'm not even sure they charged us shipping, honestly. There's just a lot of stuff that they were trying to move. So I think you can still get those on eBay, if I'm not mistaken, copies of those. So take a look around. You never know. And look in old newspapers. You can find some that are free. There's some free for Australia. There's some free. They're working on an archive in Canada. In the US, there is a guy working on an archive, but it's not very complete yet. He's working really hard to digitize a bunch of papers. Anyway, I'm done. It's been 24 minutes now. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you later. for the Money in the Bank preview. Money in the Bank is July 1st. And then the preview is down here somewhere, in amongst all my stuffs. Okay. Here it is. Okay. So, I don't think this is the whole card yet, but it's a start. So, the day before, or even that day in the morning, I will let you know the rest of the card, because they usually don't finish the card until like the SmackDown the day before. So have a wonderful day, guys. God bless you, and I'll see you in a bit. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by August 4th. Mwah. Thank you guys so much. Bye bye.